Hi class! Have you experienced that somebody talked to you and you don't understand some words he or she says? Or while you are reading a story, do you encounter some unfamiliar words? What will you do in order to understand those words? Well, that is our topic in this video. Our two objectives in determine the meaning of words and expressions that affect the local culture by noting context clues from the 2020-2021 most essential learning competences are: first, to identify the meaning of words through context clues, and to identify the different types of context clues by answering the given activity. So before we go on, there is a poem here entitled Context Clues by Maribel Azote Cabalan Buco. Let's read the poem carefully, then answer the questions that follow. Context Clues by Maribel Azote Cabalan Buco. Tick-tock, tick-tock, I am stuck. How can I unlock? How can I unlock? When unfamiliar words are the ones that block? Strategize, strategize, vocabulary-wise. Familiarize, familiarize, the words that arise. Hints here, signals there, clues are everywhere. Categorize, conceptualize, and then contextualize. Context clues are the ones that guide. What can you say about the poem? Do you find difficulty in understanding the poem? This time, I want you to list down the words in the poem that new to you. Is it strategize, hints, categorize, conceptualize, contextualize, and context? Are those familiar to you or unfamiliar to you? So let's unlock these words that I have mentioned earlier. One is strategize. It means to make a plan for achieving a goal or to form a strategy. Second, hints. Hints and clue are the same meaning. They are synonyms, meaning it is a small piece of information that helps you guess an answer or do something more easily. Third, categorize is to put someone or something into a group of similar people or things. Fourth, conceptualize is to form an idea, picture, or etc. of something in your mind. Contextualize, to think about or provide information about the situation in which something happens. And sixth, context, the words that are used with a certain word or phrase and that help explain its meaning. In order to understand or get the meaning with your own list of unfamiliar words, what are the ways that will help you understand their meanings? Don't you know that there are many ways how to understand the unfamiliar words? First, yes, we can use the dictionary. But the question is, but how if the dictionary is not available in your home? What will you do? Yes, we can use the internet to look that word. Again, the question is, how if you don't have data? What will you do? Yup, we can use our gadgets like cellular phones or tablet. You can use it if you have an app of dictionary in your gadgets. How if you don't have any gadgets? What will you do then? What else do you think you can use if the above mentioned like dictionary, internet, and gadgets are not available in that moment? Is there any method that you can use in order to understand the unfamiliar word that you have read from the story that you don't understand? Aside from the three ways we mentioned earlier, there is one more method that we can use in order to understand or to know the unfamiliar words. Through the context, without using any references, you can understand the unfamiliar words that you have encountered. Meaning, you just analyze the sentence from the words written before and or after that unfamiliar word. By that, you can understand it. That is through noting context clues. Before we discuss about the noting context clues, there are two sentences here that I want you to read and study. Take note of the underlined words and try to give the meanings of the bold in the underlined words. Number 1 sentence. As a writer, Dr. Jose Rizal used several pseudonyms so as not to reveal his real identity. What do you think is the meaning of the word pseudonyms?
Pseudonyms means pen name.
Is in order for the writer not to reveal their real identity. So the words not to reveal helped you identify the meaning of pseudonyms. So, not to reveal is the context clues of the word pseudonyms. Here is another sentence. We should always be prudent in what we say so as not to hurt the feelings of others. What do you think is the meaning of the word prudent? These words served as the clues in the sentences. How did you know the answer? What words helped you identify the meaning of this unfamiliar word? Yes, the words not to hurt helped you identify the meaning of prudent. So meaning, these words served as the clues in the sentence. So the meaning of prudent is careful. So now, what is a context clues based on the two examples given? Context clues are words that appear in sentences to help understand the meanings of difficult words. These are the words or sentences that surround an unfamiliar word, explain the word's meaning. Yes, you can understand the unfamiliar words through this. Now, my question is, are context clues important? Why these are important? Today, I'll discuss the different types of context clues, and through this, we can say that these are important to each one of us in order to understand the words that are unfamiliar while we are reading. The first type of a context clues is by definition. The unfamiliar word is defined in a sentence. These are the hints. Sometimes we can see the following words in a sentence, like is, or is called, are called, that is defined as, means, refers to. I'll show you two sentences as an examples in order for you to understand more about this type of noting context clues. The first example here is that a treasure hunter is a person who searches for treasures from sunken ships and ancient tombs to obtain valuable relics and artifacts. In this example, or in this sentence, the treasure hunter here is defined. So we can say here is a person who searches for treasure. So meaning, in this sentence, it defined what is the treasure hunter or who is the treasure hunter. Okay, so meaning the treasure hunter is a person who searches for treasures. Second example, serenity is a state of being calm, is one of the important traits that a person should possess, especially during difficult and stressful times. Here, the word serenity is defined. So meaning, serenity is a state of being calm.
Number 2 type of noting context clues is by synonym, a similar word, and it is placed in the same sentence or near the sentence to know the meaning of the unfamiliar word. These are the hints, and sometimes we can see the following words in a sentence. That is, or, dash, parenthesis, in other words, comma, semicolon. Here are 2 examples for this type of noting context. First example, it is common for Filipinos to feel compassion or pity for the suffering of their fellow men. Compassion. The word compassion meaning is pity because we have seen the word or. So compassion and pity, they are synonym words or they are synonymous. So the synonym of compassion is pity. The second example is police officers are very conspicuous. We can see them in checkpoints. Again, the word conspicuous is the same with the word see. So conspicuous is the synonym of the word see. The number 3 type of the noting context clues is by antonym. It is an opposite word, is placed in the same sentence or nearby sentences, and here are some hints that you can see in the sentences also, like the word however, unless, on the other hand, but, instead of, on the contrary, otherwise, unlike, although, while. I'll give you an example of this type of noting context clues, and it's by antonym. Among the siblings of thin body structure, Isabel is the only one who is portly. What is the antonym of portly? Portly means fat. So what is the antonym of portly in this sentence? It is the word thin. So we just analyze the sentence. Among the siblings of thin body structure, Isabel is the only one who is portly. So the word here is thin and portly. Portly means fat. So fat and portly is synonym. So the antonym of portly is thin. The number 4 type of the noting context clues is by comparison. A similar word with the same meaning of the unfamiliar word is placed with an object to be compared. Here are the 2 examples. The first example is the stench of the garbage was like the smell of a rotten fish. The comparison here of the word stench is the smell of a rotten fish. So we know that the stench, it has a bad smell, and it's the same with the smell of a rotten fish. Mabaho. So stench is mabahong amoy. The second example is the COVID-19, like Spanish influenza, is a virus that strictly requires home quarantine and physical distancing. COVID-19 is compared to Spanish influenza. So, COVID-19 and Spanish influenza are both virus. Number 5 type of the noting context clues is by example. Samples are provided in the sentence to understand the meaning of the unfamiliar word. And here is an example. In ancient times,
some of our forefathers believed in amulets, such as pearl of the crocodile, pearl of the axe, bullet necklace, and bag of herbs to protect them from harm. So the example here of the amulets, pearl of the crocodile, pearl of the axe, bullet necklace, and bag of herbs. So the hints that you can find in the sentence can be such as, like, for example, for instance, specifically, to illustrate, including. But this sentence, you can find the word such as. So meaning, amulets is anting. Number 6 type of denoting context clues is by explanation. A description is given to understand the meaning of the unfamiliar word. So here is an example. Matthew had few infractions of the house rules that he should have done as part of his responsibilities. So here is the explanation. House rules that he should have done. So infractions is an act that breaks a rule of law. It explained here that it should have done. The house rules should have done. But Matthew had few infractions. Meron siyang hindi nasunod. The number 7 type of denoting context clues is by cause-effect. The meaning of the difficult word depends on the cause-effect relationship of other words as expressed in the sentence. I'll give you 2 examples here. First example, since only a few followed the wearing of face mask, it was made mandatory by the government. So the cause here, only a few followed the wearing of face mask. That's why the mandatory was made by the government. Cause is only a few followed the wearing of face mask. The effect is mandatory. The second example is the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic can be seen worldwide. The effect is the pandemic because the cause is the COVID-19. You can see the word effect in the sentence. Number 8 type of denoting context clues is by list or series of clues. To understand the meaning of the unknown word, it is included in a series of words given in a sentence. I'll give you 2 examples here. The first example is, after the program, the rubbish left were souvenir programs, flyers, leaflets, plastic bottles, and food wrappings. The list here are the souvenir programs, flyers, leaflets, plastic bottles, and the food wrappings. So the rubbish here are called the basura. The second example is, we should keep ourselves healthy by always washing our hands, eating nutritious foods, taking vitamins, exercising regularly, and drinking plenty of water. So, in order for us to become strong, to be healthy, so those are the things that you should do. Number 9 types of denoting context clues is by inference. To understand the meaning of the unknown or unfamiliar word, one has to make a guess based on the description given in the sentence. Example, when one shows belligerence, harsh words, disruptive actions, and offensive behaviors can be observed. So here, you can guess what is belligerence because of the description given in this sentence. The description given here are the words harsh words, disruptive action, and offensive behavior. The meaning of belligerence is an aggressive attitude, easily annoyed or angered, and like to argue. The quality of being hostile, ready to start a fight. Okay, in order for you to assess yourself regarding the lessons that we have studied in this video, I just want to give you a quiz just to choose the meaning of the underlined words using context clues. Write the letter of your answer on your paper. There are 15 items in this quiz. Number 1. All medical practitioners, including the Army and police forces, are our frontliners in this pandemic. Thus, they lead in fighting against the COVID-19 disease. What is the word frontliners? Here, the context clue here is the word lead. They lead in fighting. So, choose the letters of the correct answer. Is it A, followers, B, leaders, C, observers, and D, participants? Number 2, the COVID-19, like Spanish influenza, is a virus that strictly requires home quarantine and physical distancing. Where is the context clues? We can see here the context clues is like a Spanish influenza. So, what is the answer? A, curse, B, disaster, C, disease, and D, plague. Number 3, the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic can be seen worldwide. So, this sentence is cause-effect because of the word effects. So, what's the answer? A, circumstance, B, widespread, C, predicament, and D, situation. So, what is the word pandemic here? Number 4, according to the President, until a vaccine is available, face-to-face conduct of classes is not allowed. So, what is the word vaccine here? A, cure, B, immunization, C, medicine, and D, vitamin. Number 5, the conventional conduct of classes in schools is suspended due to COVID-19 pandemic. Thus, for the meantime, this will be substituted with other learning modalities. So the word conventional is same with letter A, common, B, conservative, C, modern, and D, seasonal. What is the word or what is the meaning of the word conventional? So, the noting context clues here is it is a substituted with other learning modalities. Number 6, online and modular classes are some of the modalities that the Department of Education will offer for this school year to avoid hampering the education of learners. So what is the word hampering? What is the context clues here? The context clues here is in order to what? In order to continue the classes. is online and modular classes are some of the modalities the Department of Education will offer for this school year, so that in order to avoid hampering the education of learners. So what is the word hampering? Hampering means to slow the movement, progress, or action of someone or something. A. Continuing. B. Delaying. C. Frustrating. And D. Resuming. Number 7. We should keep ourselves healthy by always washing our hands, eating nutritious foods, taking vitamins, exercising regularly, and drinking plenty of water. So, this sentence is a list or series of clues. Now, what is healthy? A. Clean. B. Fresh. C. Safe. And D. Strong. Number 8. Police officers are very conspicuous. We can see them in checkpoints. So, conspicuous is synonym with the word see. So, what is the answer of this number 8 quiz? A. Distinct. B. Evident. C. Hidden. And D. Visible. Number 9. Teachers are known for being loquacious. They love to talk about ideas. Again, the word loquacious here, you can see the synonym. The context clue here is they love to talk. So, loquacious is the synonym of talk. So, what is loquacious? Loquacious is liking to talk and talking smoothly and easily. A. Communicative. B. Restrained. C. Reserved. D. Silent. Number 10. The Education Week celebration was spearheaded by the English Language Department. So, spearheaded. The spearheaded means a person, thing, or group that organizes or leads something such as a movement or attack. What is spearheaded mean in this sentence? A. Introduced. B. Led. C. Originated. And D. Participated. Number 11. Serenity, a state of being calm, is one of the important traits that a person should possess, especially during difficult and stressful times. This sentence is by definition. So, what is the answer? Or what is the serenity mean? So again, this is definition. It is defined as a state of being calm. So, serenity means A. Anxiety. B. Confusion. C. Imagination. And D. Tranquility. Number 12. Friendship among teenagers is a complicated thing. Sometimes they get well along with others and are happy about it. But there are also times when they have misunderstandings and disagreements. This is by explanation. So this sentence is by explanation regarding the types of denoting context clues. So, what is complicated mean? A. Entangled. B. Hard. C. Interlaced. And D. Interwoven. Number 13. It was a frigid night despite being in the summer season. So, it is, we can say that this sentence is comparison. They compared the night and the summer season. And we can also say that this sentence is also an antonym because of the word frigid night and the summer season. So what is frigid night mean in this sentence? A. Very cold. B. Very cozy. C. Very hot. And D. Very warm. Number 14. Matthew is a rambunctious child who always injures himself and is warned for being naughty. So this is definition. The rambunctious here is defined in this sentence. So rambunctious means uncontrolled in a way that is playful or full of energy. So what is rambunctious means in this sentence? A. Humble. B. Refined. C. Shy. And D. Unruly. And number 15. Snakes, sharks, and crocodiles are common predators of smaller animals. These are list or series of clues if we are referring to the type of noting context clues. So, what is predator means? A. Carnivores. B. Herbivores. C. Hunters. D. Victims. We will answer this 15 items of quizzes the next video. By this time, I will not give you the answer of this quiz and just wait for the next video, the part 2, the continuation of this lesson. I will give you all the answers in the next video. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this video, and please just wait for the next video that I will upload soon, and that is the continuation of this topic. And for those who want to receive a notification and to be updated for all the videos that I will upload, click the subscribe and the notification below. So thank you so much, and God bless for everyone. Bye!